Hi guys, so it's been almost a year now since I Slapchop painted my first miniature, and the one main thing it's given me, well it's two really I guess, and one of them is obviously hundreds of awesome miniatures that have been painted and to a happy standard that I really like, and the other main thing is obviously it's given me a lot of confidence in painting miniatures, and I've gone from painting one miniature every, I don't know, 3-4 months when I first started this channel to literally painting every day. And yeah, so this little guy, but obviously this guy isn't Slapchop painted, but this is where having the confidence to paint, whether it is Slapchop or not, it's just been amazing. And I know there's a lot of you guys do leave comments saying you've got back into the whole painting thing because of the Slapchop, and yeah, it's just nice knowing you've got something there to sort of rely on that you know works really well. But it's also fun to try, well, other things. So this awesome looking miniature I got from Print Minis. There's a link down below guys, go give that a click, check out what they do, as they do a whole variety of things. And also if you sign up to their newsletter, you get 35% off, well, anything you buy, which is pretty awesome. Even though this dude isn't going to be slap chopped, I still do prime all my miniatures in black, just because, well, I think it's a nice starting point. And I get my primers from the Colour Forge, again, link down below guys. So I'm going to start off by dry brushing with these two silvers here, but I've had a little upgrade to my dry brush palette. And I've included this little paint palette, yeah, on the side, just so I can obviously use my little dropper bottles and pour a little bit in, well, when I need to use some. So pretty cool. Yeah, so starting, say, you're going to use two silvers here, starting with a nice darker silver, just as like the base coat. Yeah, and good old dry brushing. Say, I do love dry brushing, and this is something I've certainly done, obviously, a whole lot more since doing the Slapchop painting technique. And dry brushing is such a simple sort of technique to do. But yeah, great results. So say, obviously this is quite a dark one, so you can see some of it over this dude. So obviously he is rather black. But yeah, say again, when I do the dark silver and then a light silver, you can sort of see the variations, well, in the silver, which I think is pretty cool. Let me know in the comments, guys, if the Slapchop paint technique has got you back into painting, or if there's a preferred sort of painting technique you do. Yeah, let me know that in the comments, guys, because say I love to obviously know what you guys are doing. Because, well, you might say something and I'm like, oh, I've never tried that before, I'll give that a go. As yeah, this hobby definitely is all about trying new things, and again, yeah, experimenting new things and just sort of gaining confidence in trying out everything we can, really. So pretty much now, whenever I do paint anything silver, yeah, definitely primed in black and then dry brushed, rather than sort of doing solid silvers. Obviously I was getting a little bit heavy handed here and pushing quite hard with doing the dry brushing. And yeah, sometimes accidents do happen. we aren't all perfect. I don't generally have things come apart, but yeah, in this case the torso did sort of fall off, but yeah, good old bit of glue, and then we just carry on. So this is definitely a cool looking robot. Yeah, again guys, don't forget to check out Print Minis down below. They do a whole variety of terrain as well as obviously all kinds of miniatures, and yeah, everything looks great on there. So I'm going with orange as well. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know orange is my favourite colour. So that's the colour I'm going to use to paint all his, well, his like panels and bits and pieces. So to say, this really didn't take long at all to paint. And again, I think this is where having the confidence in painting really does make things a lot easier. Obviously you enjoy every process. And yeah, I think it's a case of I knew sort of initially what steps I was going to take to get this dude painted. Whereas in the past, I think sometimes I've never known what to do or what order to do them. And again, I think that's why things took forever to paint. And yeah, didn't enjoy the process and certainly didn't enjoy the end results. And I know painting isn't obviously all about the speed, it is about the enjoyment of the thing. And yeah, I definitely get a lot of enjoyment from painting. But I do like it when things are fast. I'm definitely not the kind of guy that would want to spend 20-30 hours on painting one miniature. Yeah, I do like sort of processes and things that I can do that are fast, but again, I do really enjoy the painting, and I do definitely go off into my own wibbly wobbly world, because there has been a few occasions where I've done a video and I've forgotten to sort of to video lots of the process. So I did give this guy two quick coats, obviously because I'm painting straight on black. Yeah, it didn't, some of the black sort of came through. Obviously if I primed this in white, yeah, possibly would only needed the one, but even still, even doing two coats, this paint dried really quick, so by the time I got round sort of doing the first lot of panels, Yeah, I literally went straight round and did the second lot of panels. And it probably helped that it was a nice warm day here in the UK, so yeah, so things did dry really quick. And I say, the start to finish, this dude, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 minutes tops. Yeah, it's crazy how quick you can paint things these days. And again, it all comes down to the enjoyment of painting, knowing what I'm doing, and just generally having fun with it. I think if anything, I probably took longer putting these little transfers on than a lot of the other parts. Just again, I love using transfers now, and whenever possible I will use them. Obviously mainly on terrain pieces, but yeah, robots, they definitely need some transfers here and there. Especially when the transfers are the sort of like the checkered pattern, as yeah, there's no way I could paint these on there. So this is a nice sort of nice cheating method, I think. Just to say, the STL for this this little paint palette is on my my Patreon page. So yeah, I painted the little dude's eye white, just so then when I put the blue on, well, obviously you can see the blue. Trying to paint the blue on the black, yeah, I don't think you'd see much of it. And yeah, so obviously a very simple sort of colour sort of scheme for this dude. But yeah, again, well, I love robots, especially sort of chunky little robots like this dude, one-eyed Cyclops, and yeah, I think he looks just absolutely awesome. So yeah, Print Minis have done a great job on this, and yeah, a lot of the other things they do. You would have seen one of my recent videos with a lot of their terrain pieces, as I am building some like Necromunda sort of tiles, some modular tiles that obviously go together. Yeah, so a lot of Print Mini stuff will be in well, the Necromunda sort of modular tiles. So yeah, go check the video out for that, guys, because that's well, that might be out at the end of the screen. And there we go, that's him pretty much painted, but obviously he looks like he's just come off the production line. And again, if you know me and my channel, I love things looking a bit more weathered, a bit more distressed, and yeah, things that have definitely seen better days. So yeah, this dude definitely needs messing up. So the first thing I'm going to do with him is put on some wash. And I'm actually using the Agrax Earthshade. It's one I don't really use that much. Well, to be honest, I don't actually use washes much these days, especially because obviously using the speed paints. Yeah, washes aren't really needed. But as this guy has got some solid colours, yeah, we're going to throw some wash over him. But when it does come to washes, I am a little bit heavy-handed, as in I do put quite a lot on. Sometimes I leave it all on, and sometimes, like I'm doing here, I use a little cloth and just sort of dab bits off. I also find this helps get rid of any sort of brush strokes or marks. So yeah, it definitely softens it up, but still keeps it nice and dirty and, well, grimy. And the one last thing I want to do to this dude, and that's add some rust. So this is what I normally use, good old dirty down rust. As you can see, this bottle is empty. It does last a long time, guys, but I've done a lot of terrain pieces with this. So I've got another bottle. Yeah, this big bad boy. A little bit of difference in the size. So this one is definitely going to last me a crazy amount of time. So as always with the dirty down rust, it does need a good old stirring, which I've done. Good old stirring, good old shaking. And then, yeah, just liberally apply it. So I do want my guy to be fairly rusty, but yeah, not sort of like crazy rusty that he's not actually going to be able to move. So with this dirty down rust, it is a case of putting a little bit here and there, and then once you're happy with bits well wherever they're going to go, yeah, get some water on your brush, as this will obviously help dilute it and move it around. And the other good thing, obviously, using the water, you will get more like streak marks, which I think looks pretty cool with the old rust. So yeah, so now all I've got on my brush is some water. So it's just a case of, yeah, pushing the dirty down rust around. And as I say, this obviously helps sort of break up the concentration. So some bits are heavy and some bits are a lot lighter. So when it does turn into the rust, which as I say, I just think it's amazing how this stuff works. Yeah, you'll get a little robot coming out looking like this. So bits of rust here and there, but say not enough to stop him from moving. Yeah, I love him. Say just how quick I painted him, how much enjoyment I painted him, and just generally how cool he looks. I think he's awesome. So say, as you can see behind is one of these modular terrain tiles, and this is the one that I recently built, say using all of the all parts from Print Minis. And don't forget, guys, sign up to their newsletter. There's a link down below, and you get 35% off when you buy their STLs, and you also get a free sort of Space Marine, just so you can sort of check out and see just, well, the quality of their work, really. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and definitely leave comments down below, as I love reading what you guys are sort of saying about what I do and what you think I should do in the future. Don't forget to check out the links down below to Print Minis and go and see all the awesome stuff they do. And a big shout out and thank you to all my lovely patrons, as well as Chaos Cards and the Colour Forge, for helping support the channel. It really does mean so much, guys. There's another video on the screen. Give that a click, see more of what I do. Okay, guys, you take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.